let's jump right into our level 2 notes. So we're going to talk about modeling fractions. So this video is going to be really, really important that you follow it exactly as I said, because this is going to help build our foundation when we talk about dividing fractions using those division steps. But this is when we're drawing a model. So this is going to be a picture of what it should look like. So we're going to use some food to help explain it, which I'm sorry if it makes you hungry, but this is the best way to explain this. So we're going to start with dividing a whole by a fraction. We're going to use this example of my family, so the Lynch family, where we're going to be making s'mores. So let's talk about these different scenarios where we're making s'mores. So follow right along with yours. I know you don't have all these problems on there, but you have the division problem, and then we're going to tell you how to draw it from there. Okay, so just follow along. So they have 4 chocolate bars. Each s'more needs to have 1/3 of a bar. And how many s'mores can be made from that? So we're going to start, just like we did with our decimals, we're going to figure out what our dividend is first. So what is being divided? So are we dividing the chocolate bars or the 1/3 bar per s'more? Well, we're dividing the 4 chocolate bars. So that's our dividend here. So we're dividing up those 4 chocolate bars. So when you go to start drawing your model, that's what you want to draw first. You always draw the dividend first. So the dividend is 4. So we're going to just draw 4 boxes. So go ahead and do that on your notes where it says draw a model here. Draw 4 boxes. Okay, you can do them across like this or group them differently. That's fine. Just draw 4 whole boxes because this is representing 4 whole chocolate bars before we've done anything to them. Okay, so now we got to figure out, well, how are we dividing those 4 chocolate bars? So what's our divisor then? So how are you dividing those up? Well, you're dividing them up because we're breaking up the chocolate to make these s'mores. So we're going to use 1/3 on the for the s'mores. So we want 1/3 for each s'more. So that's how we're dividing it, is into thirds. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these 4 rectangles. Now I'm going to show a separate one here, but you're going to just draw them right on the 4 you already have. You don't need to draw another 4. You're going to break them up into thirds. Okay, so see how I drew 2 lines, and so it makes 1, 2, 3 pieces. You're going to do that for each one. So you're going to have thirds pieces here. So you're taking your 4 chocolate bars and you're dividing it by 1/3. So you're breaking it into thirds. Now these numbers in here is how I'm going to find my answer. So because I'm using 1/3 on each s'more, that's going to create a s'more, right? So I'm going to take this piece and that'll make a s'more, this piece makes a s'more, this piece makes a s'more, so I have 1, 2, 3 s'mores. That's from 1 chocolate bar. If I kept going, here would be another third, another third, another third, so I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So when I count up all my third pieces, I end up with 12, so our answer is 12 s'mores. So we've got 4 chocolate bars, so our 4 divided by 1/3 used on each chocolate bar, and we count those up to get 12, so 12 s'mores. Okay, so this would be the model that would explain the answer for this problem, 4 divided by 1/3. Okay, if you're not sure, feel free to go back, but I'm going to try another example. So let's look at this next one. So now it's saying each s'more needs 1/5 of a bar. They have 3 chocolate bars. How many s'mores can they make? So again, we have to ask what our dividend is first. So what are we dividing? Well, are we dividing the 1/5 or the 3? I think we're dividing the 3 chocolate bars, right? That's what we're breaking up, is the chocolate bars. So we got 3 as our dividend. So that means we need to draw the dividend first. So we're going to just draw 3 chocolate bars, aka 3 rectangles. So go ahead and do that on your notes if you haven't already. So now we need to, sorry about that, I gotta clear my throat here. We need to figure out how that is being divided. So if we look, on each s'more, we're using 1/5 of a bar now. So we have to break them up into fifths. Okay, so 1/5 for each s'more. So now I've got here my 3 bars, broke them up into fifths. So a hint, you need 1 less line than what you have, right? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, creates 5 pieces. So we're just using 1/5 on each s'more. So we got a s'more here, count them all up, and you get 15. So it would be 15 s'mores, and this is the model that shows that. So I took my 3 rectangles, divided them into fifths, counted up my answer to get 15. So your answer would be 15. Let's try a different example now. So instead of doing a whole number, so right here we had a whole number divided by a fraction, let's try a fraction divided by a whole number. Okay, so it says Miss Lynch brought 1/4 of a cake to be shared equally by 3 students for winning a game in math class the day before. How much of the cake will each student get? So it says, what is being divided? That's our dividend. So we have to show that 1/4 of a cake first. So in order to do that, we need to draw our model. And if you notice, we only needed one big box this time because we don't even have one whole cake yet. We only have 1/4 of a cake. So we're going to draw one big box. So go ahead and start drawing that in your notes. And you're going to break it up into fourths, right? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. But I don't have all 4 pieces. I only have one of those 4 pieces. So go ahead and shade 1/4 in. If you need to pause the video to get your notes set up, please feel free to do that. But we have one box, we broke it up into fourths, and we shaded 1 in. So this is how much we have. We don't even have these other pieces. We only have this one piece. So now we need to figure out how are we dividing this 1/4 cake up. Well, we're dividing by the 3 students. They're the ones that won the game, so they're sharing. So we got 3 students. So going the other direction, we need to break up our shape into thirds, right? So if you look this way, right, like I got 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, okay? Now, my answer is not going to be 1, 2, 3 because this was the whole 4th that we started with. So what we do is first off, we need to look at how many pieces we have total. So we know what's our denominator. So if you look and you count up all the pieces, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces. So that's my denominator. And if I imagine that one row represents one student, the next row represents another student, and then that last row represents the third student, each student is only getting one of these pieces here. Just one. So they're getting one out of the 12 pieces that we have. So our answer would be 1/12. Each student gets 1/12 of the cake. So we started with a fraction, we divided it up, so we got to a smaller fraction. Kind of makes sense. So 1/4 divided by 3 would be 1/12. And this is the model that shows that. I can see that this is 1 out of 12 pieces. Let's try one more. I know this has been a lengthy video, but this is so important to try. So now let's try it without a word problem at all. Let's just say we want to model the problem 1/5 divided by 2. So our dividend is going to be that first number when it's written like this. So we have to draw that 1/5 first. So think in your head, do you need multiple boxes to do 1/5 or just one? We're going to need just one box because we don't even have one whole yet. So we're going to draw one box and break it up into fifths. And then I'm going to just shade in one of those fifths. So go ahead and get yours set up just like mine is. Okay. So right now all I've done is shown 1/5. That's it. That's all this shows. But now I need to show that 1/5 divided by 2. So we need to split our fifths into divided by 2. So by doing that, we're going to split it in half this way. So now if you look, we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. Now, if I was imagining this was 2 people that were sharing something, they don't both get these pieces. The one person would get this piece, the other person would get this piece. So my answer is only this one piece, which that would be 1 out of my 10. So 1/10 would be my answer. So 1/5 divided by 2 is 1/10. Just showed that there. Okay. Now, if you need to go back and look at something, please feel free to do that. But otherwise, you have a quick check to go get. If you're still struggling, please ask for help. I'm happy to do some practice problems with you. But if not, then go get your quick check, try it out, and get a teacher signature. Good luck. You can do it.